Guten Tag, meine Familie und viele Freunde. Ha! Who says I can't speak German, right? What does it mean, you ask? It means, yo, what's up, dudes? Well, maybe not quite that. You know, I want to put together a quick little update video so that for those of you who think that I do nothing other than sit around and watch football and play video games on the computer all day long, although you're partially right, it's really not entirely true. Well, some of you actually have visited my blog and you know that I love to write. I love to write about all kinds of things, and I'm not going to shove that down your throat. That's not what this is about. Really, this is about just kind of showing you my pride and joy and letting you know how I've been. Because like you, I haven't seen in over 30 years. Some of you, well, of course, a lot more recently than that. And some of you I haven't seen since Augsburg, since Lompoc, when I was a kid even. So you know, hey, what's up? Yeah, it's the Yeti here. Sean Yetarian. Yeah, you don't remember me, do you? That's all right. Cool. Hey, let me take you on a quick trip around my yard. I got less than 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to make this quick. I'm going to have to make it brief. So if I talk too quickly for you, you can rewind. All right. So I'm starting on the corner of the yard. I'm actually at the northwestern corner of the yard, which is back, about as far away from the house as you can get without jumping over the fence. And here I am. I'm going to turn this camera around so you can see. This is the Archway de l'Oeuvre. And actually, as you walk closer to this corner, it becomes the corner of crud. That's about as much crud as you're going to see in the entire film session here. Now I'm going to walk around the front of the shed. And here we are, we're approaching Lincoln Circle. Why do I call it Lincoln Circle? Well, it's because this rose bush has Lincoln roses, and I even created a sign for it. There it is. This is Lincoln Circle. It's also the location of a colony of carpenter ants that have taken up residence here. They've lived here for over 7 years. They've been part of the family for that long, and I quite frankly do not have the heart to poison them out of existence. It's a genocide that I just don't want to take responsibility for, because they've been so resilient and they have endured landscape after landscape. You know, actually, this is fascinating. These suckers take a lunch break. At 11 o'clock every day they stop working, and they all just kind of, you know, like some sort of gravity pulls them into their holes, and I don't know what they do, have lunch, play pinochle, whatever, and then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon they reemerge and they get back to their road building and their resource gathering and whatever else it is that carpenter ants do. So it's a remarkable thing, and like I said, they've become more or less like family to me, so they can stay. Now as we go further along the western side of the yard, you can see what I built this year, and this is my nature trail. Why do I call it a nature trail? Well, because it's got kind of a network of weavy, windy roads. You can see we got Buddha there right next to the nectarine tree. We got other fruit trees here, an apple tree right in front of you. We got butterfly bushes, we got Texas sages, we got an apricot tree back in the back, and more butterfly bushes. And on the right hand side, what we have is Siggy's garden. Siggy, of course, my wife. And this is her little garden. Why do I have a fence up here? It's because one of the dogs, Shiva, loves the green tomatoes and loves to pluck them off the vine, and it's not healthy. Can't have that, so I had to take care of that. But there you go. This is the part of the yard that people rarely see because it's kind of away from everything else. And then this beautiful pain in the ass lawn that sucks up a lot of water. More butterfly bushes, vines, butterfly bushes, vines. Why do we have butterfly bushes? Because, well, we have a lot of butterflies. And that's what we want. We want butterflies. Siggy loves her butterflies. How much, you ask? Well, right here we have what is called a pipe vine. And it's a pipe vine that pipe vine butterflies love to lay their eggs on. And then once they get to a certain size, about, I don't know, about an inch and a half, Siggy will liberate them. She will save them from their impending doom. And then she will put them in a cage that I built for her that I'll show you here in a little bit. And continue to feed them until they pupate. And then sometime later, they become butterflies, because that's what caterpillars do. They become butterflies. All right, now we're over here on the eastern side of the property. And you can see I've got my horseshoe pit, which has been occupied by these beautiful little flowery bushes that I call angel hair, simply because the leaves on them are extremely small. So I call them angel hair. That's not what they're really called. I don't know what they're called. I don't really care what they're really called. Now, one thing I do want to pass on to you is, I don't know if you noticed it, and if you didn't, you can always rewind this and go back and check it out. On the nature trail, did you see all those rocks? Good. I want to talk about those rocks. Don't let me forget to talk about the rocks. All right, now over here we see the sandbox. This is the doggy sandbox. Believe it or not, when we had the landscaping done, we asked them to put this doggy sandbox in as part of the job. And the dogs, the moment this thing was installed, seemed to know right away that it was for them. Boy, they jumped in it, they started digging in it, they brought their toys, and they just, they chilled here, they played here, and it was remarkable. I didn't have to say a thing to them. I didn't have to train them to come here to dig. They just started doing it. So it's been a godsend for us, because it has prevented them, for the most part, from digging other places in the yard. So I did have to put up a sign, though, to make sure that the cats knew that this was not a place for them to come and, you know, leave gifts. So anyhow, as we keep on moving on over here, this is at the base of the mesquite tree, and you can see that I've gardened it in, surrounded by what? Rocks, lots and lots of rocks, filled in by what? Butterfly bushes. Why? Because we have lots of butterflies. And then over here you see another little gash in the yard, surrounded by what? Rocks. And more stuff over here. And as we approach Bigfoot Canyon, why is it called Bigfoot Canyon? Because this sign right here says that it's Bigfoot Canyon. So it's Bigfoot Canyon. But if you take a look at both sides of the path going through Bigfoot Canyon, you'll see what? Rocks, lots and lots of rocks. And we'll just continue walking through Bigfoot Canyon at a brisk pace and hope that I don't get exhausted here. Fork in the road, take a right, and you can see that we are returned to the archway of live. There you go, full circle. We're back to where we began. Now, why did I talk about rocks? Well, because none of these rocks were liberated from a rock quarry and delivered in a pickup truck and sat down in front of my house for me to be able to position. No, I liberated these from fields around the Sierra Vista greater area. One carload at a time, one rock at a time, lifted into crates and just... And you think that you saw a lot of rocks back here? Holy crap, you ain't seen nothing, because the front yard is completely lined with rocks. You think I'm crazy, I know, but guess what? Keeps me in good shape. Yeah, I got these guns right here, check them out, yeah? Yeah, that's right. Don't mess with these pistols. I might have to hurt you. Alright, so now we're entering the pool area. It's a place where my wife and I and also guests spend an awful lot of time for obvious reasons. Right now that water is a chilly 80 degrees. And there's no way in hell I'm going to freeze to death in 80-degree water. Spoiled I am, but there you have it. And you can see the waterfall over here. We call it Sasquatch Falls. Yes, I went through a sign making phase this year, and I put signs up all around the yard, and I think that was the last one. You've seen all of my signs. So we'll walk around behind the waterfall here, and this palm tree right here, which is filled in the pool planter quite nicely. It was about 1/20th of its size 5 years ago when we first plugged it into the ground. More butterfly bushes. And then we're over here on the pool deck with all this nice furniture where we spend a lot of time socializing. Not really. And this table with an umbrella where we eat a lot of meals. Nah, not really. And the beautiful lantanas skirting around the pool, and nice little bird bath and everything else, and this little house that I built in order to house the digital temperature readout. And you can see that a carpenter I am not. I won't be licensed and bonded anytime soon for any sort of carpenter work, so forget about it. Don't come looking for me for your carpenter needs. Now we're in the final location that I want to show you as part of this update video, and it happens to be the patio. Nice shaded area, and we do spend a lot of time here on our leather couches. Yes, they should be inside, but you know what? They aren't. We're spoiled. So up on the roof you can see netting. This is authentic used fish netting from the Oregonian coast that we ordered on eBay, and we just kind of draped up here. No, the fish are fake. They're made out of plastic, tin, ceramic, whatever else that we could find fake fish to put up there. But all of the shells are authentic. That alligator isn't. Thank God, right? But you can see we got starfish and authentic shells. We got fishing poles. Why would I have fishing poles up there? Perfectly good, by the way. There's nothing wrong with them. Well, because where am I going to fish? I'm in the desert. You know? Yeah, there are places, but they're about a 2-hour drive away, and I'm lazy. Plus my wife, now that she has a license, the car's always gone anyhow. So anyhow, you got your bobbers, you've got all kinds of neat stuff. We got the harbor theme going here. Really love it in here. It's really peaceful, nice and calm, great place to bring your laptop outside and play video games. Just kidding. All right, now the final place that I promised you I would show you is the butterfly cage that I built for my beautiful wife. And yes, she, like I said, loves to liberate caterpillars, bring them in here, put them in the cage, feed them, and you can see lots of pipevine, piles of pipevine in there, and you can't see very well all of the caterpillars that are also occupied inside this cage, but there are literally dozens upon dozens. And if I open the cage, you'll get a better look, and you'll be able to see that we actually have a couple of butterflies that have hatched, and that's just recently too. So when Siggy gets home, you know, of course, she's earned the right to be able to release these. I won't release these unless they are just flapping so hard that you can tell that they're being tortured by spending another second in this cage. But so I'll let them go. But you can see all of the caterpillars just everywhere. I mean, there's so many of them. She's been doing this for 9 years now. I'm serious, 9 years. 9 years collecting them, 9 years feeding them, 9 years watching them pupate, and then when they pop and become a butterfly, releasing them into the backyard. And a lot of them seem to hang around here. So there you go. Now you know that I'm not just some kind of couch potato watching football all the time and playing video games all the time. That I actually do, in fact, do some work around here. And it gives me a lot of pleasure, and I just wanted to share this pride and joy with you, and also so you can see that the Yeti is doing just fine and life is good. And if you're ever in the area, I hope, I pray that you take the time to stop on by and have a cup of coffee, a beer, a mixed drink, whatever. Come on by, chill a bit. I'd love to see you. All right, folks, take care. Bye.